block at the PLQ 1-3-2. However, since the PLQ, Red Reserve are 10-1 on control. As you said, history repeating itself. Gen G, take this. It wasn't a complete whitewash by any means. It was 3-2 in rounds. However, let's jump into the first one, Miles. We're 90 seconds on the clock. 2 zones, 30 lives, and 10 players. Let's kick it off.
So far, so good for Red. They're making progress at A. The first tick is done. There was a pinch coming through from the rear. Gen G managing to catch him in a bit of a sandwich, but Red, not an easy meal to digest. They weren't letting the Chews get through, and Joe is forcing that front line out, forcing the pressure. A is gone now. Goodbye, Red Reserve. Throw the sand in the face of Gen G and win that point in blistering fashion. And we've only lost a few lives. I mean, at this point, 25-26, what a way to start the round.
Yeah, so far so good. 2 minutes. However, I will say, watching the likes of Gridlock combined with Control, of course, you can hold this B zone. Joe looking to get in and amongst here in post. Tro Sister, gone. Will be called out. Morgs will be gone as well, just like it. And oh my goodness, Joe, what are you doing? He's got to find a triple, potentially. He's got to dip, dive, get out of there, and bait and switch with his teammates. Scraps coming in, and this could be a very quick round. 24-17 now, but as the tick comes through, will they find the second? That they will. Third tick in and going forward. Red Reserve, my goodness. Gen G, we'll see you in round 2.
Red had 23 lives remaining. 23 lives.
Joe. Joe.
How about that Joe, huh?
Not
what a
bad.
round.
Scraps, Major Maniac, doesn't matter. We're talking about Joe today.
Our boy Ginger Joe getting stuff done, but again, the blistering speed at which they captured A. Immediately in on A. The pinch came through, Gen G couldn't get anything done. They fight their way back over towards B. B being a traditionally easier place to defend. We see a lot of successive defensive holds there on the B side, but look, if you're Red Reserve and you get in there fast enough, that's not a problem.
And the impressive thing, you might be like, Joe got 2 kills. What's so special about that? It was the way that he got them, but he stayed alive. That staying alive is basically a 3rd kill to me, and a 4th. You know, you're staying alive, you're in and amongst your teammates. However, it's round 2, ladies and gents, and those 30 lives are back. Gen G, though, they're going hard on B.
Like it. They got in there on B, they only found 2 players there defending it, and now they've overwhelmed them entirely. There was a player in mid that was going to be Spacey, and now he slowed down the reinforcements, so the reinforcements haven't been able to get there in time, and Joe, he doesn't want to die, he's nearly got streaks, but he has to get in there, they have to contest, and that's the way of the road, my friend. Gen G, 2 ticks done, and the 3rd is falling fast.
Yeah, this, I tell you what, is a bloodbath between 2 huge squads here. Red Reserve and Gen G. Like 2 heavyweights here in a boxing ring, going left, right. We're going to see how Gen G are going to attack A. We do have Red Reserve in control of A, yes. However, a 2 down, 3 down for Red Reserve will put them in a very bad spot. Major Maniac will find the first regen, and Havoc finding the second. This is looking fantastic for Gen G. And across the board, it's gone so quick. There's no specialists. There's nothing even to play with at this point.
The lives are starting to fall fast now for Red Reserve. This is where we're going to see the Sorgs really come into action. The close-range gunfights, the close and quarter combat that takes place here in Showers. But Scraps unable to stop it, and Nagafen almost managing to get a second. Does manage to get the streaks just before he dies, so that's going to be important coming in this one. But again, there's a whole lot of cover around Showers. 18 now to 20 lives. Gen G have slowed down ever so slightly, but they do have the first tick on A.
We do see that Mozu coming into action for Morks here, backing on up. Zero's going to moonwalk back inside. And now raided. Dealing out a nice little double there as Zero does get taken down. Red Reserve are hanging in there. The lives have started to level out. 16 apiece here, Nagafen with that lightning strike. You can see a little bit of opening both in Showers and around the tree as well. So they can use the streaks here, but will they? We'll have to wait and see.
Rated. Not able to get it done again. The Sorg of Havoc just a little too strong. Scraps, though, he's coming in. A bit of hip fire. Nagafen up and down. He bobs and weaves. Great quads there from Scraps, but not enough to keep himself alive. Nagafen now capturing halfway through A. It's do or die now for the round. Gen G, they contest in the final moments, but there it is. They flush the players out. The round is done. The Showers belong to Gen G.
Map 1, Red Reserve by quite a large margin. Map 2, Gen G by a very large margin. Round 1 and 2 is exactly the same here on Control. For me, this is such an exciting matchup here between these 2 teams. You know, a lot of people have their eyes on the likes of Midnight and Optic, you know, Luminosity, Unite, Splice coming back into the Pro League, of course. But teams like this that maybe go under the radar, maybe don't have as many fans, if you like, when they go head-to-head, it's a very level playing field, and one might excel at one point and one may excel at another. Get the likes of Major Maniac, getting scraps, going blow for blow. It's incredible.
Totally different round. Oh, Nagafen almost finding another Jones over the top. He can't get it done, but Morgs gets it done. I was going to say, the way they open this round is hugely important for Red Reserve, and they're going to get it done in a big way. They managed to actually find themselves in there. Morgs with a ×2. Interesting. I want to know more. Why don't we have a quick Astro Gaming listen in with Gen G?
I'm gonna get streaks. I got streaks.
Sliding in.
I got a lightning.
Okay. Lightning in.
Side, close, hurt. No. They're all tree, one shot. Close right.
I'm stunned hard.
Here's.
One's close tree, one's close tree.
I gotta reload.
Close dojo. He's on mirror.
Dead.
One's back door. No, they're not spawning B. They're not.
He's weak on point, mid, middle of it.
One more there.
Two there, one more.
Last guy this side, pushing.
Oh, it's
Between. I fucked up.
No, guys, go B.
They're already on it.
B, bro.
I can lightning. Use my lightning on B. Yeah, they're pushed up. On 18.
Inside 18.
Look inside Sushi.
You're inside 18. One more inside 18. Inside 18.
Got one.
Inside 18. He's still there. He's
Sushi.
He's one shot inside 18, man.
I'm pinching, guys. I'm
Oh, my
pinching.
melee missed. Look, one shot in 18.
Sushi dead.
Nice, one
Another
18.
one, white truck.
I'll kill white truck.
18 still.
Give him A.
Sushi dead.
Nice.
One more green car. Green car and Sushi. I killed him in hill. One more green car. He went Sushi. He went in.
He still has his.
He's inside Sushi. He's inside Sushi.
In Sushi.
Yeah, he's not green
Look,
car.
one's gonna pinch off ult. They have grab spikes. I have ult.
I got him, Sushi.
They could come Lily. They could come Lily.
I'm watching, I'm going post.
Watch it over you.
I got underpass.
I'm watching over you guys. I think they're going around, guys. I think they're
Yellow. Down.
Nice.
Guys.
Y'all push up the spawn kill.
Back alley. One shot.
Back.
Zero. We gotta keep blocking that. Keep blocking that.
Back on me, two in the back. I got one more on me in the back. There's two in our spawn.
We're going deep.
One was on the underpass with Ramp.
One underpass.
Yeah, I'm walking this one.
Underpass.
I'm gonna come front.
Still spawning court, guys.
I spawn 18.
Bottom.
Grabs it, Bounty.
I'm going front. I'm coming
Going mid, I'm going mid.
I got it. Bottom
I have Lily.
One mid.
He's bottom Donnie.
Underpass.
Even when both points are being captured simultaneously, you heard the comms. Gen G, cool, very, very much in control, and now it's showing 6-12. Red Reserve somewhat on the back foot, but that's a lovely flurry of kills. Hellstorm, though, on its way in. This is going to find someone, or will it?
Absolutely not. Not when they're in and around Sushi here. The Annihilator is available, but 6-10 on the life count here. It was 6-12. Grab Slam goes in, and Zero trying to level the playing field. Major Maniac, though, with the Annihilator, makes it 7-3, 7-2 as we count down, and the lives start to dwindle. They start to fall. Joe's going to be the second, and Bance potentially the last here. And just like that, we're going to see Gen G with another round on the board.
That was a stellar round from Gen G. The opener could not have been better. It really couldn't have. We had Nagafen hitting that snipe straight away. They'd invested in that one. They made the read entirely. Classes were set up, ready to go. I think it was Major Maniac, had a scope on it. Spacely had a ×2 scope on his rifle, so they knew this was happening. And they invested everything into that one, and the read was absolutely on point, and that gave him such a strong start. Again, kudos to Red, managing to find their way back into it. A wonderful 2-point capture at the same time. They eliminated A very, very efficiently. But the hold down there by B, just too strong. Gen G now, map point. Can Red bounce back?
Well, what have we got? Bance with the Tempest, Scraps with War Machine, and Rated with the Annihilator. 3 things to play around with for sure here, but on the flip side of things, again, Tempest, Grab Slam, War Machine for Gen G as well. A level playing field to go out, and here, straight out the blocks here, Red Reserve are going to defend B. They're going to stop them in the tracks, and they're going to push and usher Gen G towards that A zone almost.
Spacely in, Spacely out. Bance hold line. Bance finds 2. Lovely bit of work. Ray trying to make his way back through the showers. Here comes the cap. Gen G making the way forward. First progress done. Major Maniac lying in the wings. He's going to take care of Rated. Scraps needs to get there quick. The second tick on its way. No one able to make it there. The showers are well and truly in control for Gen G right now, and this is it. Last chance. Here's the Alamo now for Red Reserve. They have to make their way back towards B and nuzzle in for what is going to be potentially the final point here in the map.
Well, they've got the pinch. They know exactly where they are for Red Reserve, but will it come to fruition? 2-2 as the trades go down. Twos. It's 22 either side. Just jumping back and forward. Zero and Major Maniac trade things out. Red Reserve need to hold, need to defend here for a 90 so seconds here. It will contest. The grab slam comes in. Gen G are looking to repeat history. Rated, though, with the Annihilator. What can he do?
Here we go. He's got 6 shots. He finds 1. Oh, but there's a shot a little bit more deadly, a little bit more shocking, and that's going to be Naga Fenn's Tempest. Scraps trying to make something happen here. Here comes the contest. Naga's on point. Perfect shot on a Joe. Now he's going to find another one in the corner. The hip fire. Naga Fenn's getting it done. He's absolutely making his way forward, but Bance answers back. 15 to 15 right now. The second tick ever so close. Havoc gets dropped, but he's still capping the point.
Needs to be taken down. Rated finds him. Major trades it out, and now the zone has that second tick. The TAC 5 boost comes in. This is looking good for Gen G, but can the defense hold strong? Scraps and Joe get into the mix as well. And my goodness, the lives are going left, right, and center here. 10 to 10. And look at this now. The ICR with the scope here. Rated just deletes Spacely off the map. 10 to 9.
A deep breath. They got to slow this down. They're bleeding for Gen G's getting out of control. Red have just managed to take this back. Huge kill on the War Machine player. Absolutely. You cannot put enough pressure on that player now. And Joe from behind getting it done. That's going to open the field. That's going to take care of the players on spawn. And now a chance to find maybe more. Joe, if you want him, go get him. And he's going to get him. Space is going down. There's another player to his right. This is impeccable work now from Red Reserve. You love to see it. What a round to keep this series alive.
7 to 4 though, still doable. Don't ride them out of it just yet. 60 seconds on the clock, and yes, they can sit. Yes, they can defend. My eyes are on number 8. It's going to be Havoc on the flank here. If you're Gen G, you've got to sit. You've got to wait for Havoc to do something. Scraps though does take down one. 7 to 3 here, and I'm going to say it now because I think it's almost but over. As Havoc falls, Gen G won this in round 5 previously. Can they do it again? Major Maniac last alive, and ladies, gentlemen, put your seats belts on because round 5 is about to go down. Red Reserve and Gen G. This is an incredible battle of 2 teams here.
This is a very, very important map for Red. If Red lose this, arguably one of their better game types. If they crumble here, the chances of them maintaining themselves in the next is a little unlikely, but now they've managed to buy themselves a very potent lifeline. Delightful work from Joe. Talked about him in the first map. He was doing things then, doing dirty, unspeakable things, things that may be illegal in your state, to Gen G, and he did the same there in Control.
So, the 3 times that these guys have played on Control, every single one has been gridlock. Vegas, Gen G won 3-1. PLQ, Gen G won 3-2. Our Red Reserve just getting slowly better and better at this one. Well, Major Maniac is going to try deny everything that Red Reserve throw at them. He's going to find himself a double, basically a triple here. Scraps will regen, and Major Maniac will slip back into the showers, but the TAC 5 boost has been popped. This is big for Red, and they do need to take this, and they were a little slow capturing A on the previous round. Can it be any different? Bance does find a double, but credit to Gen G, man. These guys are defending. They're defending hard, and number 9's pushing up. Morgs has put him in an awful spot.
Major Maniac, tooth and nail, fought his way through that one. Oh, Morgs, talking about number 9, still going, still looking strong. Havoc's now in position to find another, gets it done with the right hand, but again, oh, Major Maniac. I was about to say, tough spot to be in. Unbelievable scene staying alive here. Can he keep it going? There's a good chance he can. He's got 3 shots left in the revolver. Joe, you're next. Don't do it, Joe. Don't do it, Joe. Oh, Joe, you know what? When you have help from your friends, you can do what you want, and there you go. Maniac. Annihilator's finished. 11 lives, though, for Red Reserve left. They've got to do a lot now.
11 to 21. 2 zones still available. Gen G have this in the back. It's as good as secured, if you like, here as Red Reserve start to dwindle. Major Maniac with a streak as well. Major Maniac, 31 and 18. A lightning of an Annihilator. Havoc find himself hot in the showers here, but 10 kills to the good here. 2 zones to the good for Gen G, and nothing is shutting it down. Red Reserve are trying, but with only 9 lives left here, someone is going to have to go off with a miracle to take this one out.
Red may just find something here. 9 to 14. It's a miracle there wasn't any more friendly fire there in the showers. That was lovely trigger discipline. 9 lives to the 14 of Gen G. 1 point remains.
One wave of kills can change everything in Control. A grab slam for 0 is incredible, but look how they're wolf packing here. 1 kill goes down, and that's all Havoc needs. He'll be happy with that one.
You got the numbers to work with. Again, these trades are going to work in the favor of Gen G. They can trade all the way to the bank. Look out for number 10. He's watching mid-map. Nagafen's coming in the back end as well. So you can see Gen G are willing to let these single players go out. Just find themselves, feel out a little bit of maybe a weak spot there in the play from Red. And this is it. Naga's coming in from behind. Nagafen's going to get the second. And that's going to sting in a big way. 6 lives left now for Red.
Yeah, and Vance is going to get 1. And looking at the specialist, Zero has that grab slam. That's all they have to play with here. 6 plays 12. Back and forth. 6 plays 11. 33 seconds on the clock. It is doable. Number 1 needs to win his gunfight. And that Scraps, he does win his gunfight. And with 25 seconds, there is 1 push left here. They need to go. They need to go now. Joe's called in a lightning strike here. The grab slam's available. Could it be something special? The grapple gun goes down. The contest is there. Zero's got to find a double. It was 6 to 12. It was 6 to more. But with 4v7 here, the kills need to go in favor of someone. The Hellstorm's coming in off spawn. This can find them all, but no. They're going to be under the bridge. They're going to be safe. The lives go as Major Maniac finds another double. The team kill comes in from Scraps, and Gen G once again come out on top. A well-fought battle for Red Reserve. One that they shouldn't have had even a slither of hope in. But Gen G seal the deal.
You may be feeling deja vu, friends. And that's because 3-1 is usually the scoreline we see when these two teams play, and Gen G are very much living up to the stone that this scoreline has been etched into since Vegas. My goodness, what a series that was. Oh, match rather. I was honestly about to scream. If the Hellstorm had found anyone, that would have been it.
I thought 3 were coming off spawn. I thought it finds at least 1. But the crazy thing is, they've played control against each other head-to-head. Black Ops 4 LAN has not been around for that long, and these guys have played the same map every single time. It's been a 3-1 victory, a 3-2 victory, and a 3-2 victory on control gridlock every time for this squad right here. The series score previously was 3-1 and 3-1, and the previous hardpoint map 1 was to Red Reserve both times. It is literally exactly the same. The 4th and potential final map will be Seaside Hardpoint. And as we get into this one, I'd actually be interested to know, and we will find out, what was the 4th map in the previous 2 series?
Seaside, though. Ooh, just the thought, the smell of that sea breeze, the squawking of seagulls, and the possibility of a raunchy, dirty comeback. Oh, that's what we're looking forward to now. This next map's going to be a big one. Red. And you know what? This is the thing. They're just like, we've been here before. It's just what's going to happen. We know this is what happens. They have to do something. They've got to change their fate. They've got to take destiny into their own hands and try to force a Game 5. You get to that Game 5 and you're going up against Gen G in a Search and Destroy. I mean, I'd unplug my controller right now and just go home.
Well, you're not Red Reserve. You're quite far off that, Miles.
Quite,
I'll be honest.
You've seen me play Blackout.
However, we've seen what the likes of, Scraps can do on a hard point, what Joe can do on a hard point. I need that X factor from Scraps, because right now, Gen G have their X factor. Major Maniac still been an absolute thorn in the side of Red Reserve here. But it's not about sometimes just one player, and yes, one player can go off. All 5 players need to be on that same page for me, for Red Reserve, that is, going into this next hard point. They've done it before. They win the first hard point every time, 3 out of 3. But this could be the 3rd out of 3 loss on the 4th map, and it's a tough pill to swallow, because, if they do lose this map, it's in the back of their mind that, oh, we're going up against Gen G again, the team that always 3-1s us, the team that we always go up against.
This happens, Owen, in all these sports. This happens in real sports. This happens all over the place. This happens when you're commuting to work. You get these mental blocks, these little things that you can't shake. They don't make a whole lot of sense, because on paper, Red are a fantastic team. They should be taking these maps. They should potentially be able to win in game types that they've got fantastic records in. Something about the makeup, the chemical mixture of these matches, the way these players play, that they just can't seem to get over that hump. Now's a chance to do it. Seaside Hardpoint is going to be the next match here in this series. Gen G with a fantastic record against Red. Red now desperately trying to find themselves into that Game 5, where we would love to see that potential change in their Search and Destroy gameplay come through. The potential is there.
Well, talking of change, Miles, it was Gridlock Hardpoint at Vegas. It was Frequency at the PLQ, or either one. Those are the 2 maps played. This time it's Seaside. It's not that same 4th map, if you like that same one map that they keep on losing. We're going to go to Seaside, and I love Seaside Hardpoint for the one and only reason of its comeback city. You know, this is a map you can get momentum on. You can rotate early. You can obtain those streaks. You can see something special. Ladies, gents, let's get into it.
Here we go, straight down to the cafe. Your table is ready. Who's going to get it, though? Gen G, Red, right on the nose. Red gets one, Zero gets another. Joe wins the fight on the outside, and it's looking very much like a Red reserve seating death. Two more for Rated. Scraps is going to get it on the outside as well. Major Maniac, though, thick and fast. They keep coming. Zero with the ICR, making that one look easy. And now we have Red finally getting the points.
Beautiful start here for Red Reserve, and now is the time that they're starting to get a couple of points here. Spacely down low versus Zero, and he's going to find himself one, but be taken out shortly after it. And this is what I'm talking about momentum. Is the great thing about Red Reserve's positioning now is it does allow for, you know, pretty much getting every scrap time, but they can rotate so easily, and Rated will be looking to maybe catch one on the rotation. And talking to hello, welcome, Gen G, take it by storm. All 5 players pushing on in, and I think that stun may have hit a couple more. I am keen to see whether Rated gets the streaks. Now we've got Paradox. Shout out to him backstage, guiding you through all the action. 60 seconds goes. The contestant comes in. Rated still 6-0 here, as we are seeing things go back and forward, and now he's into the mix.
Gen G have been denied time and time again now any points. Streaks are Rated, 150 away from... Oh, no. That would have been ideal. 150 away from the drone squad. Zero is still holding the line. Scraps is up next. Can't find anything. Spacely's going to punch a hole right through them. Nagafen as well. Lovely bit of work there from Gen G. Finally managing to get themselves on the board. 30 seconds now left on this hard point.
Well, he might only have 4 points, Gen G, but then you start to question once again the position. In 25 seconds, they can take all of this. And guess who's got the rotation? It's Gen G. This is Seaside hard point. But Red Reserve do punch through. Do get this scrap time here as Nagafen, it looks like he's being pushed back. He's going to have to rotate and take one with him to the grave. He will. We do have a lightning strike for Rated. It may be used here on the fountain to obtain those spawns. You wanted to see maybe a player kind of flank round the outside and really go for the left-hand side of that minimap, as you see here. But as it kicks off, 13 points to the good Gen G. Let's see what they have after the 60 seconds.
Oh, his players were lining up, but Havoc's coming in from behind, and he's taking care of 2. The lightning strike's going to come down, and it is going to find at least maybe 1. There we have it, but again, the timing of that one was just ruined by Havoc. He's managed to take care of the players as they were ready to pounce, and now the play has been delayed. Gen G still honing in. Scraps and Co making the way forward.
No.
Zero's got to win that at the back, and now he can't. They've got to hold this as best they can. The spawns is definitely in the favour right now. Gen G is just creeping their way forward. Scraps can't get it done again. Now 26 points and climbing. Gen G hold.
Scraps does go down there, 60 points away from the lightning strike, which isn't going to be good mentally wise, but I'm sure he'll be able to get right back into this one here. Quick turn and burn for Nagafen straight into the face of Scraps, and now we're going to the barrels. 87 plays 39 at the start of this one. I did say they had 13 points here. They've pretty much split the bill at the top there by the fountain here as Havoc stunned, concussed, and he's out of there somehow alive there and will regen. He needs to find himself a weapon. He's run out of bullets.
Clean out. He's got his face. Vance is going to get it done. Another hard point like that last one, and Gen G are going to find themselves well, truly comfortably in the lead. Red are starting to fall apart. Vance making his way forward. Havoc in from behind. Once again, Havoc, just the play killer. Just when you think you've got some momentum, Havoc comes in from behind. He just snuffs you out. Puts out that bonfire, leaves you in the freezing cold. Vance now trying to contest. Does win one. Ooh, can't find the second of space. He gets him done. 60 now and climbing. Gen G holding firm. They're holding on to the point.
The respawn. Slaying of both squads, incredible. Of course, Major Maniacs, usually the X-Pact 5 and 11, not what you want to see from Gen G if you're a fan of those guys. On the flip side of things, everyone on pretty much the same page here, hitting those double digits across the board. Vance already unlocking that Tempest, 12 and 8 to his name now. Spacely that War Machine and Nagafen just a slither away here. But as the rotation goes down, Red Reserve dominated the cafe down low as well. We'll see if they can do the same now.
Gen G just seem to have a hell of a lot more air in the lungs as they can just power the way forward. Joe, unfortunate timing, doesn't find anything. Hardpoint's changing hands. Ooh. Will he be blessed a second time? The shots are out. He's given his position away, and now he's going to have to contend with the play. Havoc once again. Havoc, Havoc, Havoc. We cannot stop saying his name. He's making a huge impact here on Seaside.
Back in, the contention continues. 30 seconds down by the cafe, but a much closer game here as Gen G storm up on the cafe and looking to take the lead here. The grapple gun coming in from Zero, I believe, will find himself a lot closer, but closer in location, not in score. 99 to 98. The points do cross in there. It's the perfect tag. 5 boost, baby. 3 go down, and talk about momentum. They've taken the cafe. They've now got the church, or the courtyard, should I say. They've probably got the church as well, for all I know here. Gen G dominating.
Gen G playing Monopoly over here, just taking control of these properties one by one. They got the utilities, they got the dark blues. They're looking absolutely fine right now. We will see the Tempest drop, but you know what? They managed to get something out of it. 123 climbing. Major Maniac starting to get a little nasty. The specialists will come into play. We are seeing them slowly accumulate, and there is a nice turning point in the game where the specialists come in. That's where the comeback possibility happens. That's where the major changes can be. But again, a good specialist usage can give you an incredible lead. Can Gen G make something of their specialists?
The biggest thing about this is Red Reserve actually getting the spawns. The problem is they broke through with 20 seconds here, Miles, and cast your eyes to the top left here. They've won this hardpoint with 20 seconds, but they've given up those spawns for the next rotation. Hawks has full streaks. This isn't what you want to see from Red Reserve. For me, I would have liked to have seen maybe the rotation early, give up those final 15 and get this locked down. However, Morks with streaks as well may have been able to break that. Ifs, maybes, and buts here, but right now, one thing that's looking certain is Gen G to take the next amount of points. Can Zero pull off something special? The drone squad's being called in. It's not looking good, but the Graph Slam could take all of those out.
Could do it, and that's a lot of points, but Major Maniac's going to get it done. What can I say? One day machines will have all of our jobs, and the job of the machine there was to watch the flank, and the flank was watch. Zero can't even get back into the party on his next life. Gen G still holding firm, still holding strong, but you know what? This is a potential turnaround from Scraps. Doesn't manage to get a whole lot done. He does destroy the drone squad, so that is going to be a bit of a boon to their name of Red. Gen G, though, still holding in there. The reinforcements for Red, trying to make their way forward, but things are looking a bit nasty. Oh,
it's not looking good, and this is the problem with pushing those last 15, 20 seconds here, is you give up so much here on Fountain. Zero trying his utmost and his best here to break through. He will do. There is only 15 seconds. It is only contested, and Gen G are actually going to come out on top again here. Red Reserve have led in this hard point for about 80-85% of this, but Gen G are starting to run away with this. They are starting to repeat history. Map 1 Red you can have, but Gen G coming out hot in 2, 3, and 4 here. They are just 60 points away from closing this series out. Woo!
Trying to get into it, trying to get back into this one. Zero finds one with a slam, is immediately cut down. Havoc now making his way off spawn. His slam is at the ready to go. We did see the Annihilator come out there for Major Maniac, quickly put down by Rated. Rated, beautiful shots. Can they find any more out of this? They need to find the time. 200 points now for Gen G. They're a 50 away from the win. That looks like the death knell. It's ringing out for Red here in the series. Spacely's going to be cleaning up these players on the outside of the map. 20 seconds now left in this hard point. They can't win it here, but they're putting themselves in a wonderful position.
Well, Red Reserve here now down. Certainly not out, but with 30 points away. Morks with 2 streaks. Major Maniac, he didn't have the best of starts. I pointed that one out. It was roughly around 5 and 12. He's now 25 and 18. The man, the myth, the Major Maniac. He is doing it all right now, and that's the slaying side of things. He's going to be rewarded with an extra 50 HP as well as Havoc, who's flanked every single flank you can in this map, has shut down Red Reserve and has shut them down in style. Red Reserve, though, are trying to stay in this one, Miles. There's 45 seconds left on the cafe. They need everything from this.
Havoc has been slicing his way through Red here on Seaside. 235. It's starting to get very, very dark now for Red Reserve. They need to go away from the darkness, go towards the light. Major Maniac's got the doors ready. Hellstorm drone squad, here it comes. This is the way it ends. Gen G with a final 5 points. Everything is being thrown at Red. And that is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. It's all a big simulation. Gen G get it done. 3-1 again. History does repeat itself, and lightning will strike time and time again for those boys.
For 3 matches in the CWL Pro League 2019 season, I am 0 for 3 on predictions. You'll love to hear that one. But one thing I will say is that, for me, on a more serious note, highlights the competitive nature in the CWL. Every team is capable of winning. We are not going to get a Pro League where teams are going 0 and 12. There's too much competition, Miles, and I freaking love it.
Big takeaways from your series for me, Red. You know, we've talked about their Search and Destroy being very much, you know, the weakest leg of that table, and there's still a lot of potential there. We saw a few shining moments, a couple of nice little nuggets, some little delightful treats, but up against a team like, you know, Gen G, bread and butter is a Search and Destroy, they weren't really going to stand much for